are going to pick up our trailer, and we are loading up to go to Pennsylvania. This is our last load. Kind of sad. Met a lot of good people here. Done a lot of cool stuff. Learned a lot of new things, but sometimes things in life just run their course, you know? When it's time to go, it's time to go, unfortunately, and I kind of feel like it's my time to go, so we got a new opportunity presented to us, and we'll see where it takes us. You never know, we may end up back there again someday, but for now, we're going to Pennsylvania. Last load as a company driver here. Hopefully it's the last company driver job at all, but you never know. Hopefully everything turns out the way I'm thinking it's going to. But we're gonna go get loaded up and head for Pennsylvania, so keep you posted. Alright, well, we're loaded up. We got about 4 hours. We gotta sit and wait for our paperwork. They gotta run a lab on the product they loaded. And we'll be sitting here till then, till we get rolling, headed out to Pennsylvania. Oh, guess what, folks? Last day as a company driver. We're gonna be an owner-operator next week. A little bit nervous, but I've been doing this for about 5 years as a driver. So, I don't know, driving-wise, I think I'm pretty ready for it. It's just a lot to learn, the logistical side of everything. Running the business side of it. I feel like you can drive, you know, if you're competent. After 5 years, you shouldn't have to worry about the driving anymore, and you can focus more on the logistical and business side of running a trucking company. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see where this live takes us, huh? That completes our final trip as a company driver. I'll come in tomorrow, clean out the truck, and that's it. On to a new journey. So glad you guys are watching and sticking around. Should be fun. Well, that's it. That's it. We're done. Truck's cleaned out and in the barn. We're done. It's kind of surreal when you think about it. But on to bigger and better things, hopefully, and on to progression. So should be exciting. All right. Today is Sunday, March 20th, and we are gonna head over to my buddy Steve's house and help him polish some of his wheels and his fuel tanks on his truck, because last week he helped me clean out my truck. So we're gonna go over to his house and help him clean up his truck. Gotta wave at the neighbors. Gotta wave at the neighbors. They put up with my loud, noisy toys, so gotta be nice. Beautiful day today. Absolutely gorgeous out. 75 and sunny. Can you ask for better weather in March? Really? You really can't. It's pretty mint. Mint. Yeah, right away. My turn. Thank you. Yesterday we had an interesting ordeal. The Freightliner decided to just die on me at a stoplight. I'm like, okay. Died at a stoplight like 3/4 of a mile down the road from the house, and just starts spittering and sputtering. I'm like, what is going on with this thing? So then I back down and I roll down the hill into a parking lot. I stop and I get out, I check the oil, check the coolant, check connections. Everything seems fine. I'm like, okay, well, what is this? Seems like it was starving for fuel. So I started looking into that more, called my mechanic, Jake. I was asking him, I said, what do you think this is? You know, because that truck had sat for a really long time. And when a truck sits like that with diesel fuel in it, it begins to grow algae. So when the algae starts to bloom inside the diesel fuel tanks, it's growing on the water on the inside of the tanks. And the reason we knew it was algae was because when we pulled the fuel filters off, I had only drove that truck about 300 miles. And we drove it about 300 miles. And as soon as we emptied the fuel filters out after it died, it looked like chocolate milk. Like brown, watery chocolate milk come out of those fuel filters with all kinds of gunk sitting right on top of it. So we knew right then and there that it was the fuel filters plugged up full of junk. And went and got fuel filters, changed it, shot it twice with ether. It primed and it fired up, and it's ran good since then. That was just yesterday, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I got to get more filters from Napa, and once I get the filters from Napa, it'll be a lot easier. That way, if I'm on the road and something happens, you know, I get a fuel filter wrench and I can change my filters with a can of diesel fuel on the side of the highway until we get all this algae out. If we started having, if I got to change these more than probably 2 or 3 more times, I'm probably just going to end up taking the tanks off, dumping them, hitting them with detergent on the inside, having them steamed, and it's, might as well having them inspected while I got them off, and then go ahead and put them back on and do it all over again. It'd be a good time to polish them too, so hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully we run them through 2-3 sets of fuel filters and keep the fuel level pretty high, and it'll burn through all the junk that's in there. But you never know. I may end up having to dump the tanks anyway, but we'll just have to see. Hopefully it doesn't leave me stranded in the middle of a big city on the side of a road, but you never really know. It's just part of this job, you know. It's kind of sucks and it's not fun, but you deal with it. It's the living and the life we chose, so. We made it to Steve's. I'm gonna show you guys his truck. I'm sure you remember it if you've watched other videos. '96 W900 B model, 3406 E model cat. She bad. We got to go get some bolts, some 1/4-inch bolts to hold the air lines on the frame rail, and we got to go get a Milwaukee 1/4-inch to 3/8 adapter. So we'll go to Rural King down the road. Also, when my truck died yesterday, we realized that there's algae in the tanks from as long as it was sitting. So with there being algae in the tanks, we need to get something to clean it out. So this will be a last-ditch effort to try to avoid having to dump the tanks and clean them out. You know, physically having to dump them, store the fuel somewhere, get the tanks cleaned out, and you know, steam them and everything else to have them cleaned out. There's a product from Power Service called Bio, what is it, BioClean, I think. It's a biocide, and supposedly it helps really clean out the algae from inside your tanks. So hopefully that works. We'll see. I'm gonna go pick some up and dump it in there. Might work, might not. We'll find out. We got the fungicide, or whatever they call that stuff, in here. We put it in here, and we'll see how it does. Hopefully it does us all right. get in the comments. Let me know if any of you guys are flatbedders, how you keep your chains and everything quiet on a headache rack, open headache rack. Got to get these curtains secured back too. That drives me absolutely nuts. Detroit. It's a 470 horse.
Yeehaw!
1996. Yeah. She needs a lot of love. But this is 2 years in the making, so we just got our leaf springs and the steers replaced as well. Kingpin's been replaced. Yeah, both kingpins, both hubs are new. I got to do the steering gearbox soon because it's leaking. It's leaking and it's got a little bit of play. Not bad, but it's got a little more than I'd like. I mean, I could probably risk trying to replace the seal, but what's the point, you know? It's probably going to need replaced at some point anyway. Item on the agenda after that is I've got an oil cooler seal leaking, so we'll go ahead and tear that off, and we're gonna go ahead and replace the oil cooler just because I don't know the history of this engine at all, or this truck, so it may be new, it may have been the original, I don't know, but what I can tell you is it's not something I'm willing to risk. If I've already got to pull it all the way off, I'll just buy a new one. It doesn't make sense to pull something off that could potentially be a problem and not fix it, you know. Personal preference, some guys would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I follow that logic sometimes too, but if it's something that's that much of a pain to get to and to work on, if I'm pulling it off, I'm pulling it off once. Some guys will agree, some guys will say I'm a fool. To each their own. That's why this is my truck and you guys drive yours. These roads are just really, really nice, you know, real smooth, nice pavement. Give it a hard launch this time, see how it does. That's pretty good. Amazing what happens when you clean the fuel filters out. Longest light in town. Well, today we are leaving the house and we're gonna go take the Freightliner for a drive and see how it does. I've been trying to drive it every day so that we can make sure that algicide is getting worked through the system. The algicide, and I also put 15 bottles of heat. I'll pop a bottle up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The heat is supposed to be a water substitute. So if you get water in your tanks, that is supposed to offset and turn it back into fuel. So it seems to be running good. I haven't tried to start it today, so we'll have to see. Right now we're taking the garbage out because we don't need the pregnant lady getting pissed at us. So let's see how she runs today. This is day 3 of it having that treatment in it. So, let's see how it does. Smoking a little bit. Not bad though. This truck usually does smoke a little bit as soon as you fire it up, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. It only smokes for about 10-15 seconds or so. I mean, if it's colder, it obviously smokes more and longer, but seems to be doing pretty good. Didn't get much sleep last night. Well, I'm gonna go grab some more GoPro batteries and take this thing for a little stroll. You know what they say? A Freightliner door is harder to close than it is on your front door with a Jehovah's Witness. Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh shit.